the planet Saturn, also known as El, also known as Autumn, as well as Helios, Kronos, and is known as the father of kings and the father of time. It was once considered a pole star that would reside in the center of the sky on top of a great obelisk. The Bible actually contains a number of gods. In the canon book, El Elion's characteristics were merged with Yahweh. They are not the same God. Yahweh is a war god. Yahweh is the God of the Old Testament. The word El refers to a god, and the word Elion roughly translates to strongest in the original language of the Bible. The verse where Yahweh states there is no other God before me, the word God was wrote as Elohim, which is a plural word which refers to many gods, which disproves that Yahweh is the only God. Yahweh is also a jealous God. If Yahweh were the only God, who would there be for him to even be jealous of? Before Yahweh took over, humans were actually polytheistic. Yahweh had a secret wife named Asherah, but they eventually divorced. She was the mother goddess. The Ten Commandments were written by a god of war. This is why religions cause so many wars. The country known as Israel is called Israel because it was once ruled by the gods known as Isis, Ra, and El. Yahweh is also known by the Gnostics as Yaldabaoth, who is a Demi-urge trickster god of the dimmed light, the light that he stole from the true God, depicted as a serpent with a lion's head standing next to a star and a moon. If you observe the flag of Islam, you will see it has a star and a moon. The entire region is ruled by this god of chaos. Italy used to be known as Saturnia. Saturnalia was pagan Christmas. Saturday is Saturn Day. If you remove the letter R for the word Saturn, it is pronounced as Satan. Sanda is an anagram for Satan. This is why he punishes naughty children unless they follow his rules. Catholics have Mass on Saturday because they are actually worshipping Saturn. Wedding rings and wearing earrings are a form of Saturn worship. The Ouroboros, a snake that eats its own tail, could possibly represent Saturn's rings. One day Saturn was no longer a centered star of the sky. Falling out of symmetrical alignment, Saturn turned evil and became Moloch, demanding human sacrifice. Then he would begin to devour his own children. The bull represents the age of Taurus. The letter M, pronounced Malek, in the Egyptian alphabet is represented by an owl. This is the owl god that is secretly worshipped at the occult society known as Bohemian Grove. Hell is real. Its name is Gehenna and it is located in Jerusalem. It was once a place where pagans sacrificed humans and animals to false idols in a scorching furnace. It is not some mythical dimension you go to in the afterlife. They are referring to rituals that are performed on earth. Weaving spiders, come not here, hence, you long-legged spinners, hence, beetles black, approach not here, worm nor snail, do no offense, is a quote from a play by William Shakespeare, who appears to have a mysterious connection to Freemasonry. Red and blue are important colors in Freemasonry, which are coincidentally the same colors which can be found in common depictions of cosine waves. You sin because of cosine. Because, I, sin, the wage of sin is death. You are doomed to die because you are experiencing the passage of time. The seal of Saturn is a cosine wave. On the top part of Saturn, there is a strange hexagram, or cube figure. Is it a coincidence that cubes are worshipped all around the world? The seal of Saturn is hidden in the Star of David. The symbol of the Masonic Lodge is a modified seal of Saturn. The Jesus fish is a cosine wave. The seal of Saturn is also represented by a crab. The church cross is a unit circle. To live with God for infinity means you are trapped inside the finite with time god Saturn. The formula of the human soul is Euler's formula. The energy is real and it is measurable. The Republican and Democrat Party are red and blue, because they are just like a paradoxical snake eating itself. America was founded on Masonic principles, hence why the flag is red, white and blue. Uncle Sam bears an uncanny resemblance to the goat of Mendes. Could it be short for Samael, the father of Cain, partner of Lilith, angel of death? George Washington was a founding father, who was also known to be an occultist. In this statue, he is depicted mimicking the as above, so below principle of the Baphomet. If you look up the etymology for the word church, you will find that it comes from Circe. What does that mean? Well, Circe is a Greek goddess, who was also known as Mother Church, and she turns men into swine. It makes you wonder why you would want to walk into a building named after a mischievous sorceress. Are you nothing more than a pig? Dagon is a fish god theorized to be worshipped by the Vatican. with possible ties to Atlantis. This god is said to have created the basis for a civil society. Coincidentally, there is also a tribe of people in Africa known as the Dogon tribe who claim to have been visited by aliens. They also miraculously had knowledge about the greater cosmos, Sirius B in particular, which is a star that is not visible from Earth, so it is bizarre that they knew of its existence. They also believed in a supreme creator of dual genders, Amma, and Amen respectively. Amen is also commonly used to end a Christian prayer. Could this sky god be the actual origin? Here is the Dogon creation story.
The god Amma was the first being in creation. He began working in clay and created a large, round pot. This he heated to a white-hot temperature and sent it spinning off into the darkness. The heat and light spread deep into the darkness. This became the sun. Next he created another round pot. This he heated 1/4 at a time and sent it off to be the companion to the sun. While the sun shines brightly as long as it is day, the moon shines according to its 4 phases. Amma took a third lump of clay and flung it as far as he could. The clay broke off into thousands of pieces and formed a multitude of stars. He grabbed another large lump of clay and squeezed it into a long and flat object. This he threw as far as he could. It settled to form the earth. Amma walked down to see his newest creation. He realized that the earth was a beautiful woman. Amma was lonely and immediately tried to rape her. The earth was protected by a termite hill. Amma cut it down with one stroke, and the earth was no longer safe from him. This violent attack upset the balance of the universe, and it would change the course of things forever. Instead of a set of lucky twins that Amma wanted, the earth gave birth to a single pale fox. The pale fox became a symbol of God's cruelty and difficulty. He scurried off to the dark corners of the earth to live alone. The earth became pregnant with more children, this time 2 sets of twins. Each twin had both male and female elements. One of the twins broke out of the earth early. He became the male god Yoruga. Since Yoruga was born too early, he and his sister were imperfect. All of mankind is descended from these 2 beings, and after all the years and many generations of humans, they never became perfect. The other set of twins were the water spirits, the Pneumo. The Pneumo were neither male nor female. They were half human and half fish, and had bright red eyes with long green bodies which glistened like water. Their tongues were forked like reptiles, and their arms had no joints, so they could move them in any direction. The Pneumo were perfect beings and went straight to heaven. They journeyed to the faraway star called Sigi Tolo, Sirius, and settled on its moon, the Po Tolo, or Deep Beginning, Sirius B. Their moon was pure white and heavier than all the lead in the world. Eventually, the Pneumo returned to Earth in a vessel and came crashing down with fire and lightning. They created a lake and dove into the water. The Pneumo taught man the sacred revelations that give order to the world. The first revelation is nature, which speaks through the rustling of grasses that cover the earth. The second revelation is order, symbolized by the weavings. Man is meant to live in communities and not live alone like the pale fox. The third revelation is that of the granary and the drum. The drum is to communicate, and the granary is what binds man to the earth. If all of these things are kept alive in man's thought, order is preserved, and man would flourish.